Hey, Ma.
He doesn't like you.
You close the door on the way up? Thank you. Sup, losers? It's time for Purple Opinions episode 12, and today's topic is the new movie, Pain and Gain. I don't know why I did this. That was dumb. Alright, so just this past week on April 26th, The Rock and Mark Wahlberg starred in the new movie, Pain and Gain. The movie, which is based off of a series of articles from the Miami Herald, we may have to annotate that because I'm probably wrong. Maybe Miami Times, I don't know. It was about their series of articles talking about the Sun Gym Gang. Now, the Sun Gym Gang committed a series of atrocious crimes in the 1990s. So the Sun Gym Gang committed a series of atrocious crimes during the mid-1990s, and were eventually convicted to the death penalty in a year that I don't know. But that's really not what we're talking about today. We're here to talk about the movie. The film was directed by Michael Bay, so yes, it's very actiony, it's very over the top, but I think it's really well done. It has a lot of good comedic elements, while at the same time having like a dark humor sort of twist to it. Which I find really cool, because at one moment you're laughing, it's hysterical, you just can't get enough of this movie. And then the next you're sitting there like looking away, because it's just like, oh god, I don't want to see that, stop. But anyway, I'll hand it off to Lewis now. And yeah.
So, Pain and Gain. Personally, I'm a big fan of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Mark Wahlberg. They're both really talented actors, and I've enjoyed just about every movie they've been in, except Tooth Fairy. Never watched Tooth Fairy. No, but really, this was a really good movie, a lot of action-packed scenes, but there was also a serious note in the movie too, so it wasn't just explosions and car chases. There was a good story to it as well. The Rock was definitely playing a different role than he usually does in this movie. Still nothing like the Tooth Fairy. But it's not usually something you see from him, and I like the difference. It was a new character we don't usually see from The Rock, and I really enjoyed his part. I think he did a very good job. Mark Wahlberg was in a slightly different position too, because you don't usually see him as the bad guy and doing what he does in this movie. He was technically the hero of the story, but at the same time he was the bad guy because of the things he was doing. So personally, I enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's a movie that I'm going to remember for a very long time, but would I mind seeing it again? I'd see it again. It was pretty decent. So yeah.
Newly redesigned diagnostic suites mean more comfortable SI robotic surgery system, which means...
Alright, so I really like this movie. Like I said, really well done, and I think the acting was a lot better than I expected. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say it was great, but it was definitely much better than I expected. From The Rock, mainly. Mark Wahlberg, he always plays a great part. I don't know if you guys have seen Ted. He was in a movie.
The Other Guys.
The Other Guys. Yeah, he's always really good. But really, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, former wrestler, you know, sort of like a B-list actor for a long time. I feel like in the last couple of years, he's really stepped up his game. And that's awesome. Really, I think he does a great job. Like Lewis said, it's a different part than what he's used to. I think he played a much more... His role was a lot more complex than he usually plays, and I think he did really well at it. Now, it's not going to win Oscars, but, you know, it was good. It was good. It was enjoyable. It wasn't like in some movies where I sat there and watched him and went, ugh, just stop. Please stop. Oh, God, stop. Stop. And I really liked the plot of the movie. Granted, it was sort of a true story, so it kind of, Granted, it was a true story, so the story kind of lent itself to the movie, but I think it was really made well. One role that I didn't expect to see a lot of talent from was Rebel Wilson's. She did an amazing job. Not only did I not know she was in the movie until I saw it, when I first saw her character, and in the first couple of scenes, it was like... No, really, Rebel Wilson did a great job. I loved her part. By the time you got to the end of the movie, you were just like, wow, Rebel Wilson, you're so good at this. Alright, I've been talking a long time. Let's see, what would I rate this movie? I would rate this movie, I'd say 2.5 out of 4 stars. Because, I mean, I guess there were a few things I didn't like. I didn't like the fact that it seemed very... Mark Wahlberg didn't seem like he was fit for his part. He played the part really well, but it was just his physical stature that didn't really work. The character he plays is supposed to be very bulky. He's supposed to be like a freak of nature kind of like huge jacked out guy. And not that Mark Wahlberg doesn't have some significant body muscle. It's just that when they were talking about how jacked out these guys were, Mark Wahlberg was kind of on the lower end of the scale compared to most of the other people in the gym scenes. And The Rock, again, he was good. It wasn't like, wow. It was good. It wasn't amazing. But seriously guys, tell us what you thought of this movie if you went out and saw it. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and maybe we'll mention them next week on Purple Opinions.
Alrighty guys, thank you for watching this week's episode of Purple Opinions. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. You can leave your own opinions on the movie down in the comment section below. If you like this content, you could subscribe right here. New Purple Opinions come out every Friday. If you have a Facebook, you can like us here at this link. If you have a Twitter, you can follow us here at this link. And if you did miss last week's episode, you can also check that out right here. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Oh no, what are you doing?